Today I'm going to be fitting an aftermarket steering wheel to the Z. I'm going to be using the NRG hub kit, which is the slimline one, to allow you to put a quick release system on. With the kit for the 350Z, you get all the resistors and the horn connector that you're going to need. Then to go on that is the D1 spec snap off. So that it's just a pretty nice kit. It was I'm not sure, it's sort of middle of the range price wise. Like that, it just snaps off. It's got like a ball bearing system, and it just clicks on, and it centralises itself. So no matter where you've left your wheel, once it's snapped on, you push it on, twist the wheel, and it'll just lock in. It only locks in one place. And then I've gone for an OMP replica steering wheel. Sort of looked into the expensive ones, and everyone was sort of saying, because they're about £200 or something, so they're quite a lot of money, and these ones are quite a lot cheaper. And most people who have had both said there's not much difference in these anyway, so I figured I'll just go for this for now while I've already spent the money on the other bits, and then if I want to change it in the future, everything's all set just to swap the wheel. Right, so because you're disconnecting the airbag, the first thing you want to be doing is disconnecting the battery. So if you take the earth off of that first, then you're not going to cause any sparks or anything like that. The 350Z wheel, the airbag's locked in on the back here. You've got two little clips that are behind here. You flick them out, and then it's just a torque bit to release that. So you take the two bolts out the back, and then that will free up the airbag. So just be careful with it. Obviously it is an explosive device. Then on the back of your airbag, you have this little connector here which goes into this. So what you want to be doing with this is flicking this little black piece up off the yellow, and then this will just pull straight off the top of that. Then just put that aside carefully with it, obviously. Next thing, you're going to there's just a little red wire that's connected for your horn. Just pull that off. That comes off right nice and easy. Then you want to make sure your steering wheel is totally straight. There is a little mark for your central point on the spindle itself, but it's just easier just to start with the wheel straight anyway. Then it's a 19mm bolt that you're going to want to be undoing. Use your socket set. You're probably going to want someone to hold the wheel while you give it crack it off. Obviously it's probably never been loosened the whole time it's been on the car. So then we're going to take that off. There's just the bolt. So you want to keep that safe because you need that for the new hub. Then if you just give it a bit of a bash, it will pop straight off like that. Some might take a bit more of a bash than others, but all the ones I've done, a few, have come off just by giving it a bit of a tap either side and then pulling it off. So next, you want to be disconnecting this horn piece, because in the NRG kit you get a new connector for your horn with a longer wire ready to go through the new hub and onto the steering wheel. So you don't need that anymore. Just put that in your box with all the other old pieces for the steering wheel. So then want to be taking this, which is our new horn connector. So that just plugs straight in, just like that, nice and easy. And then for the airbag, bear in mind this is the import model, so it only had the one stage airbag, whereas a lot of the UK models and US spec had a two-stage airbag. So it's basically the same, but you have two of these as opposed to one. In the NRG kit, you do get two resistors, so you get two. Obviously I only need one, and that just plugs into the holes. Just like that. Then we're going to take our NRG hub. It's got a little dot on the top, so that shows you the central point on the hub. So you're going to want to line that up with this little mark that's on the spindle. So you want to pull all this through this hole here. and then line that back up central with that mark. So that's it, that's on. You'll feel when it goes on because it'll just slide on, it'll be solid and it won't push on anymore. Then we're going to take our bolt, do that back up. Make sure that's nice and tight. Then we are going to need an earth for the horn. So with your quick release kit, or whatever hub you end up using, you should get these bands which are for earthing the horn. So you're going to want to just tuck all this in and out of the way. Keep this one out because that's the live for your horn. Pull all that, connect this up, which is your live, onto the, obviously the plus sign inside your horn. I've already put the negative one on, so the negative one goes on the negative and then onto the ring. And then you want to make sure that all the wires are tucked in, nothing's snagging or anything like that. And then there's another dot on the top, so you want to keep that obviously on the dot of the hub itself. Then everything's just going on nice and straight. Right, so yeah, keeping all our dots in line. So if you just get a bolt in every single one of the holes, there should be 6 bolts. It's a standard pattern for the holes as well, so as long as it's not cheap Chinese, it should all line up. And then we're just going to nip them all up. So then when you tighten, if you do like a cross pattern, so you do opposites, that's just good practice. It makes sure the load is equal and even. So just nip them up. So then you can line this up. Again, this has got a central marker on, and it's a self straightening, so that just click. The D1 spec will only click on when it's in the right place, so it doesn't matter how you put it on. You can put it on upside down, but it'll only click on when it goes in the right place. Then we're going to want to take our steering wheel, again you get 2 connectors with that. You get the Allen key, right, so you're going to want to take your 2 wires, put your red on your positive, Right, so yeah, once you've got the hub totally attached, you're going to want to figure out your wires. I mean, you might have to make some adjustments with the wires. I had to take one of the terminals off and just solder it on there, just because the wires they give you are just universal, so some of them might fit, some of them don't. Right, so you're going to want to get your wheel then, so line that up with the central mark, pull the wires through, your positive and negative, pull them through, line that up. You can reattach the horn then. They just clip on. And then you want to make sure your wires are free from snagging or anything, so just if you have to sort of bend them round, just do that. And then the horn should click in. Just like that. Then take your bolts that you took out earlier. Again, just get them all started before you tighten any of them up fully. Just use this to spin them in. Right, so once that's all on, bolted on and finished, that should just release. And then that's all together. Push it on, lines up. So once you've got everything bolted back up, your wheel back on, just check everything's nice and tight. Connect your battery back up again, turn it on, check that no lights come on your airbag, and check the horn. And that's all working, then you're good to go. Should have no airbag lights, and for fuck's sake.